elections this year. President Nicolas Maduro said on Monday that workers will get a monthly supplement of $60 as well as $40 in food stamps on top of the base salary of less than $4. That compares to bonus equivalent to about $70 before today's announcement. Well, that is just a bit of the workers' news. When we're talking about workers' wages, well, it's something that we need to critically look into what you do, what you earn. Workers' wages, let me put it in a layman's language, workers' salary. What is a worker's salary? How do you get that salary? How do you quantify how much you get as a salary? We are going to look into that. And I want to tell you that you can be part of this program. Let us discuss how we can make workers, how we can make it better for workers when you want to go and do a work, the type of wages that you feel. Sometimes you go for an interview and they will ask you, how much do you think we have to be giving you to be able to do a work? So what determines that? So if you are there, let's just roll out these numbers to you. Don't forget, we are on Citizen FM 93.7 FM in Abuja. So the number is 090 3222 9797 090 3222 9797. You can also get us on 081 82 22 2205 081 82 22 2205. So let's go into the program proper. Workers' wages. What is workers' wages? You may ask. Well, workers' wages is a payment paid by an employer to an employee for a work done in a specific period of time. In a specific period of time. So what is this specific period of time? It is from 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You can even say maybe from 6 to 12 o'clock. It depends on that time. So within this period, it is what you do at this period of time that you will have to be paid for. And when we look at it critically, you find that these wages are part of the expenses that are involved in running a business. Yes, some people, when they work in a factory, for example, it depends on what sort of work you do in that factory that can determine your salary. if you are a cleaner in a factory, the factory that employs you, we have to look at it in such a way that, okay, your remuneration, have to be probably at the lowest wage level. And when we talk about that, we now look at what kind of experience do you have to work in such factory as a cleaner. Well, we determine your payment. Payment of wages are also, by contract. They are by contract with salary work, in which the employer pays an average amount at a steady interval, such as, sometimes some people are paid weekly, some people are paid monthly. Well, in faraway Europe, we find out that when you work hourly. That means whatever you do will be based on the hours you put into that work. Meanwhile, you may sign up for a contract that I want to work with you for probably from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And they will calculate those hours for you. We know that to work 8 hours is the best. For the permanent staff, giving, from 7 o'clock to 3:30, that is where you are going to work. After that 3:30, whatever you do is an overtime. Whether you come or not to work depends on your salary. But contract staff can also work in that area. It is what you put in that you collect, and that one is called commission. You will go to work, you will sign in that you come to work today, and you spend 4 hours. They will calculate your 4 hours for you, and you come maybe 3 days after, and you also sign that I come these 3 days and I work for 4 hours. They will calculate it for you, and probably at the end of the month you are given what is called a commission. And this is a condition, you are paid for performing, some duties. So, and what do we say is the determining factor for, wages? Depending on the structure and the tradition of, different economies around the world now, wage rates will be influenced by the market forces. Yes, market forces. We have, just like in Venezuela, that there was a protest of rise. They want rise in the salary because the economy of the country has gone into what we call intra-inflation, and that means that what you buy with 50 naira, you cannot buy it with 50 naira again. It has risen up, so the salary must, go up also. So these are some of the things that determines your wage rate. That is the economy of the market. And when we are talking about that, we are talking about the supply and demand. And also we also have labor organizations, legislations, and tradition. And these are some of the determining factors that can make your wage. That can determine your wage. In some countries where market forces practically set the wage rate, studies shows that there are still differences in remuneration for work based on sex, and race. What we mean here is that in some areas, when the work a female do is different from what the male does. And you cannot say, well, some people say when a female does something, he can do it even better than the man. But you see, in some areas, men have some specific work that they do, and their salary is based on that work that they do. And if a woman is doing the same work, well, sometimes it's it's a difference that, okay, this woman is doing it, can she do it better? Even if she's doing it, but it is set that what the man receives should be more than that of a woman. So that is basically what we are discussing today, wages. What determines wages, and how can we, see that people understand what salary is all about. Some people will be telling you that, well, I've been working since morning till evening, and they are paying me 20,000 per month. Now, let's look at it. You, what is your qualification for that work? Did you study for that work? Is it a professional work? A doctor in a hospital will receive what the hospital, that particular hospital, they are different from each other. One particular hospital can pay a doctor, this is an example, can pay a doctor maybe 300,000 per month, while another hospital can pay the same qualification doctor 500 per month. The economy depends, and the rate of that hospital, we create that environment for, a higher raise for a particular doctor with the same, qualification with another doctor in another hospital. Why are our doctors going abroad? Because they heard that what they pay doctors over there is more than what they pay doctors over here. But if you look at it critically, you find out that to be at home is better to, travel out. Well, some people will say, what is this man talking about? I have been there and I have seen it, and well, I can categorically say what is happening there. So don't forget, the program is Workers Half Hour on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Well, the program is Workers Half Hour on Citizen FM. My name is Hakeem Sunmonu. We are talking about wages today. What determines wages? Wages are determined by one, maybe the economy of the country is determined by your status, as in your qualification for a particular job. Sometimes I hear people say, I'm a graduate. Well, the legislation, which also I've talked about, says that a graduate, after serving your country, should be put on level 8 in, the government bulletin, or, well, yes, I can put it that way. And once you are put on level 8, there's a salary grade for that level. But level 8 in some companies are more than another company, and that depends on the economy of that company. A level 8 can receive a basic salary of, let's say, 100,000 is an example in A company and can receive, another one can receive 150 in B company. It depends on the economy of that company. So you just have to look at the one that you know that is going to pay you better. And when you receive 150 in one, think of what you put in to that job. Also, when you say a graduate can be a professional graduate. Well, all graduates can be professionals depending on what you study. But what I'm trying to say is that a doctor and an engineer cannot receive the same salary because of their profession. A secretary, still a graduate, when you look at it, is also a professional in our own field or his own field, but they cannot receive the same salary as a pilot. So we look at all this, and we know that when you are looking for a job, you know, you look for the one that you know that is going to pay you. I know of a photographer that is working for a company and is receiving per month, well, around 250,000, whereby another photographer is working in another company and is receiving 100,000. Now, that one that works in the company that gives 100,000 travels a lot. And once he or she travels, where we have what we call, outstation bonuses. At the end of the day, by the time he receives his salary, 100,000 with tax cut off from it, and his bonuses comes in, at the end of the day, he may be receiving 200 to 250. Whereas the other one that is receiving 250 is not traveling out, is not doing anything, is just staying in the studio and is receiving 250. I hope we see the difference between these two. Meanwhile, take note, the one that travels a lot gains more experience from the one that is, in the studio. So we have to look at this. We work in the same office, but you are receiving more than me, and we are on the same level 9, and you can now say, okay, somebody on level 9 receiving this type of salary, we have to, look at the step such a person is. Your step can be more than mine. That means your money will be more than mine, but we are on the same grade level. What you do can be less than mine, and mine can be more than yours, but we are still on the same grade level. So we have to look at all this and, try as much as possible to make a balance. Workers' wages varies. It's not static. It varies from one company to the other. But the bottom line is that when a worker does his work, at the end of the month, he receives his salary. From experience, I worked some very, 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 very long time ago in the ministry, and that is Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. And then my salary as a clerical officer that just left secondary school was 150 naira. Then in the early 80s, 150 naira. And the salary is paid twice in a month. In the middle of the month, I'll be paid 40 naira. At the end of the month, I'll be paid the balance, 110 naira. You see, that 40 naira cut across all the grades. What a level 10 will receive and a level 4 will receive at the middle of the month is 40 naira. But at the end of the month, a level 4 will receive 110 naira, while a level 10 officer will receive maybe about 300 naira. I hope you understand the salary structures then. So legislation can say that salary should be paid, in what is going to benefit the government and you that you are working. So that is wages for you. We are going to talk about the minimum wage. That may be next week. We will talk about the minimum wage. What is a minimum wage? People are talking about minimum wage. What is minimum wage, and what is rise of of salary? Some people say, I need a raise. What does it mean? All this, we'll talk about it coming next week. We are on Citizen FM 93.7, and this is Workers Half Hour. My name is Hakeem Sunmonu. Till next week, when I come back your way, I want you to stay blessed, and don't forget that this program is open for sponsorship. Just get in touch with the marketing officer at Citizen FM Abuja, and you'll be sure that your product will be well established when you talk to us and we talk to the people. So till next week, please have a lovely week ahead. Bye for now.